Stephen McKinley Henderson. He recently did an interview with Purdue University, and he had some really cool things to say. What he did say, especially about working with Austin Butler, I thought was really neat. And I am looking forward to his performance, especially because I don't think that the Mentats really got much attention in Dune Part 1. I was a little disappointed in that because he was mostly just portrayed as a human calculator, basically. We saw a couple of times where he did his internal calculations on the fly, which was cool, but there was so much more to his story and so much more to Mentats themselves. As you know, he's the Mentat master of assassins for House Atreides, so there's more of that espionage aspect and counter-espionage aspect to his character. So I was hoping to see more of his scheming and counter-scheming with the Harkonnens. So especially for this latter half of this story, I'm really interested to see how that is portrayed, his manipulations, being a captive of House Harkonnen. So this is the first I think we've heard from him since Dune Part 1, I think, released. And he said there was scenes that they cut out. I don't think we even saw him being captured. It wasn't deleted scenes. There was pictures of him with Piter, or next to Piter de Vries. That wasn't in the final cut. Release the extended cut, Denis. Denis Villeneuve, please. Or deleted scenes released. Now, I'm still giving him a pass right now in case he uses some of that footage that he didn't use in Dune Part 1 for Dune Part 2. But if he doesn't use it, then we need to see these scenes. I'm seeing so much more, I think, in Art of Dune. There's these awesome pictures of just scenes that we've missed that we didn't get to see. Danonation, I'm still so sad with how little we saw Piter in Part 1. Yes, that was one of my deeper disappointments because David Dastmalchian too, that was such a genius casting. I was so excited, just a hand in glove casting for that. And the actor himself had a really great grasp on the story of Dune, and he was so passionate about getting to work on this project, as hearing him talk about it and hype it up. But then at the time, he probably thought, a lot of these actors thought there was going to be more. I know Jason Momoa kind of spoke out like there was so much more that they didn't include. I think like 4 hours, I think is what he said. Script actor, extended cut, then an ultimate cut. Yeah, I'm all for that. I think too, they would be just leaving money on the table if they didn't do that. Let's talk about our House Atreides Mentat, Stephen McKinley Henderson. So this was an interview for Purdue University. So it's definitely safe to say one of the biggest blockbuster movies Stephen has been a part of is Dune, the epic science fiction film starring Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and Jason Momoa, just to name a few. Stephen shares a preview of what's in store for Dune fans in the upcoming Dune Part 2 and discusses what it's like working with actors like Timothée Chalamet and Austin Butler. Okay, so this is what Henderson comments. I tell you what was so wonderful about being a part of that. Both Part 1 and Part 2 is such a great international cast. I mean, truly an international cast. But what I had the most fun with last time was working with Austin Butler, who played Elvis recently. So working with Austin and Timothée Chalamet, it was like working with Elvis and Bob Dylan, because Timmy's going to be playing Bob Dylan in a movie coming up. So to work with Elvis and Dylan on Dune was quite a kick. And boy, I tell you, Denis Villeneuve is a great filmmaker, and the Dune fans will not be disappointed in Part 2. I can assure you, if you enjoy Part 1, get ready because it's a fabulous, fabulous journey. So that kind of hypes that up there. He's really excited to be a part of this universe, and it's great to see that he's having such a great time on set. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. I loved Austin Butler in that Elvis movie. I thought he was incredible. And what a nice person. He's just the nicest guy. And he and Timmy, both just wonderful people. And they play such nemesis in the film. So it was wonderful to see them off camera. And Austin was so nice to me because I had a medical emergency during the shooting and I had to go away. And when I came back, and he played a character that was not very happy with me at all. And he was quite chilling. And I was giving him back the looks. But when they say cut, he would come over and say, Mr. Henderson, are you okay? Can I help you? Can I get you anything? And he was just so nice. And then we'd go back to roll and he went, ugh. Ugh. he was on my case. So I just appreciated Austin, a wonderful, wonderful person. So it teases this interchange between Thufir Hawat and Feyd-Rautha, and that he's not very happy with him, that he is quite chilling, and Thufir has given him back those looks. Yeah, so I'm very excited to see their interchanges. And again, that was in line with seeing more of the Mentat abilities and how Hawat was able to manipulate from within House Harkonnen as a captive Mentat. So trying to survive, but also still balancing that, his survival with orchestrating this seed of dissent within House Harkonnen. So I'm very happy about this. And hopefully we'll get a good amount of screen time with Thufir. I was really excited to hear this. Again, because Mentats need love in this. They didn't even reveal Paul's Mentat training. The audience, if you don't know the story, don't even know that he's a Mentat himself, that he has that training. Probably when Thufir was absorbed into House Harkonnen after they destroyed the Atreides, and Thufir was working against it from within. Yes. And possibly this could be before the gladiator scene, because they definitely had some interactions there, kind of scheming together, but they each have their own schemes, tricks within tricks. Because a lot of the stuff with Feyd also is internal thoughts. So I'm curious how this will be portrayed with their conversations. So again, like translating this internal dialogue to conversations we can see and visualize. I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully it kind of makes up for the lack of Mentat love in Dune Part 1.